All right. Hello. Hello and welcome to the stream. My name is System, and we're gonna have some fun today. First and foremost, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody that celebrates. If you don't, happy holidays anyway. Uh I'm doing well. Uh I am recovering from working in retail during the holidays, so this is my first actual day off in a little while that I have nothing to do and I didn't have any plans. I was so exhausted. I just, I went and said hi to family briefly and then you know, after sleeping all day, of course. We're here. My schedule is going to get back to normal relatively soon. We'll talk about that later. But right now, let me just show off really quick. We are in the deep dark. So, um, we got access to the deep dark, and I had been reading that this is the place to drop void miners for a number of reasons. You can get every type of ore here. So yeah, I built we have 64 void miner 3s out here, all getting pumped with Oakenescent. And that's all being controlled. Let's see. Yeah, that's the master on off switch. Clicky clicky. Yeah, not much to say out here other than if anybody doesn't know what the deep dark is, it is a dimension that will hurt you if you stand in the dark. And I'll go ahead and do that briefly just to show what that looks like. I don't know how long it takes to start taking damage, but you definitely do. Hello? Any spooky monsters out here? Hello? Whatever. Anyway, um, yeah, if you stand too long in the dark, you take damage, so on and so forth. So, so I built these void miners out here, and then I was like, I'll build a little structure around it. And then I started building a little structure around it, and then I was like, And I started iterating on that idea of building something out here. And finally I've gotten to the point where I'm going to build a structure that where the lighting is kind of ingrained into the structure itself, and also the entire structure is very like monotone or grayscale, similar to the majority of the deep dark. Um, because I want the lighting to be the feature here, not necessarily the patterns or the coloration. I I thought it would be a cool challenge, especially because I haven't built in a while as well. So I'm using a very, very stripped down palette. I'm using hold on one second. Yeah. All right. But yeah, it's a very stripped down palette that I'm using here. Uh, and I'm just kind of building things up as I go. So, let's see what this looks like from up top. Very cool, very cool. Now there are actually structures out here in the deep dark, and let me show you what one of those looks like. I didn't know that these structures existed, but look at this. Yeah. So there's nothing cool in these structures, at least as far as I've been able to find. But that's a lot of these structures have a lot of cool colored blocks. I might harvest some of these structures over the course of the rest of this run. Of course, this is the Minions run. This is Random Potatoes community server. We're in UIV. Let's see. Yeah. Is there anything else that was cool that I wanted to show off? Yeah, you can see kind of how common these types of structures are. They can get as big as this, or perhaps as small as this, but there's really nothing to see. Let's go back to the build. Oh yeah, and another interesting thing about this place is it's got holes to the void, and that goes straight to the void. So we're gonna get out of here. So the palette here is going to be this detailed cobblestone, the black colored glowstone, and the black tinted glass, and that's basically it. That's the entire palette, and I'm going to make the structure and the way the lights fall be the defining characteristic of the build. So again, I haven't built anything in a while, so I figure that's probably a good warm up for me. So so I built the main room, and now what I want to do is I want to build a couple little offshoots, and then maybe some some stairs or ramps that go up to a second level that would be the floor above the void miners. But one thing at a time. Let's go ahead and show this off. This is what the tunnel on each side is going to look like, and I'm just going to replicate this over here. Let's see. Nope. Of course, the first block I place is wrong. um. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a happy holiday. Like I said, I work retail, so I'm exhausted. But uh, I like playing GTNH. I like streaming. I haven't been able to do enough of either one lately, so that's why I'm just gonna stream for a little bit today. I'm just gonna stream a bit, yap a bit, and have some fun with you guys. Um, and it's yeah, yep. Nope. um, let's see. So I don't necessarily celebrate Christmas. I'm not like against the idea of the holiday. I just um maybe I'll get into my personal philosophy on gift giving later, because it doesn't really matter. But um I just don't like the commercialization of the holiday, or any holiday perhaps. Um it just kind of irks me. Um but with that being said, um I know that uh my nieces and nephews had a blast. I dropped them off a few like stocking stuffer type things, or about a week ago. I told them that it wasn't really for Christmas, but they kind of took it that way anyway, because they're kids. Like, you get presents in December. It's Christmas. Like that's just how they think. You know what I mean? So, so yeah, I gave my oldest nephew over there my old mountain bike, and I gave my oldest niece one of the electric scooters that I had before I bought my car. And again, this is more like hand me downs than actual gifts, but they took it. That's the way they took it, so it's fine. Um, about that at all. Let's see. What else is cool? For any longtime viewer that might not have heard me talk about this last time, I actually finally bought a vehicle. I've been talking about that on and off for several months. I was trying to find some sort of vehicle that I could make a cash purchase on, that was going to be like not only within my budget but also something that would hit the ground running, um, and let me have a chance to start looking for a new job. So that happened. I lucked into a 2006 Mercedes with 134,000 miles on it, which is really really low for that year. So yeah, probably right at the beginning of the new year, I'm gonna put out some applications to the a few specific places that I've got my eyes on. Uh, that should relieve a little bit of uh, should relieve a little bit of my sanity getting out of the place that I am. But um, yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. It's a 20-year-old car. Every 20-year-old car is going to have issues, but like as far as that is concerned, it's probably as good as it could, like as good as I could realistically hope for. So I'm happy. Oh, how did I do this? Oh, I okay, yeah, I see. Okay. Oh, that's why. Okay, this tunnel started deeper. I guess I could have pushed a couple in. That's fine. No worries. Everything will be symmetrical in the end. I'm just kind of roughing this in at the moment. And like I said, I've been pretty busy the last month or 6 weeks or so. So it feels good to just kind of take a breath, sit back, um, kind of it, enjoy being alive. I don't have to worry about the retail season anymore. I don't have to worry about grinding trying to do car shopping anymore. It's fantastic. Yep, yep. I highly recommend that to anybody. If anybody's out there looking for a vehicle, I highly recommend letting one fall into your lap. It is a fantastic way to get a good vehicle. Yep. Naturally that happens all the time. Yep, yep, yep. Let's see. What else is good? I guess I should say, um, this is probably what I'm going to be doing for the whole stream. I'm probably not going to work on too much tech. Um, we're gonna have a whole lot of uh, little things to fix once we update, because we are still on 2.7.4. We're gonna upgrade to 2.8.4 sometime soon, but that's probably going to be dependent on Potato's schedule and how things are looking, because he is gearing up for a streamathon. Uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure anybody that watches this stream would know about what he's planning on doing. But yeah, his streamathon starts on the 3rd, so that should be fun. we wanted to get updated to 2.8 earlier, but there was so many problems with the incremental versions. Like we were gonna move to the point 2 and there was an issue, and then the point 3 had an issue, and now it seems like the point 4 is finally like the one that we want. But I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, and them finding some sort of other game breaking bug out, literally out of nowhere in the point 4. I doubt that's gonna happen, but who knows? Um, so yeah, the idea here is that I'm gonna make this thing look a little bit like a fortress. So this is gonna go out here, and then there's gonna be like a little side room on each side, and then there's going to be a staircase or a ramp that goes up in both directions on both sides, and then that will eventually lead up to a second floor, perhaps with some sort of like lookout posts or a balcony that you can kind of stare out into the inky blackness. There is going to be windows. I was looking for better glass. This is not the glass I want to use. I want to use something that has a little bit of a darker trim to match the colored glowstone, but I haven't found one that I like. Um, and honestly, I wanted to use like enlightened clear glass, but that didn't really fit the theme at all. But it would be cool if there were a glass that not only had a dark ring, that would kind of match up with the colored glowstone, uh, and was clear, and was enlightened, or emitted light in some kind of way. That's probably too much to ask, but that'd be the dream. So now I need to think about how tall is this going to be. So kind of want I kind of want to be able to stand on top of these if I need to. I don't know, for whatever reason, it doesn't really matter. Um, and then the roof of this level could be the floor of the next one. I don't mind it being only one thick. So I think that would work. So let's just go ahead, do that. That's close enough. I don't want to go all the way across because there is going to be a little bit of like beveling in the corners and whatnot. I'm not going to be too awfully. I'm not going to do a whole lot of detail on this build at this time, but that's mostly because I just want to knock it out and get something built. And also I'm a little rusty. I haven't built anything in a while. I just kind of want to get my feet wet. That's plenty. Let me get the wand. Where are you, wand? There are you, wand. Hello, wand. Okay, keep going. Yeah, I've always liked the challenge of using a simple palette to see what you can do to to stretch the bounds of creativity. And like I said, I'm going to use the way the lights and the shadows fall as kind of the decoration of this structure. So the lighting will actually be the defining feature of this build. So um right, that's fine. One more. Back. Okay, that's perfect. All right, so that's gonna be good enough. Let's see if I can I get attacked by some eldritch monster, please? I just wanted to show this off for anybody coming through. No, okay. I was getting attacked all the time. Like I have infinity armor, but it gets really dark out here because I don't have native night vision. So when I take off the quantum goggles of revealing, you can see what's happening. I'll wait for it to go dark. Yeah, this is what this place looks like with natural lighting, and like I said, that's the reason why I'm going to try to play with the way that the lights cast um on the whole thing. But you can see standing up here, this is literally pitch darkness, just you know just you know just a few blocks away from the edge. So it is very very dark in this dimension, which is why for the stream, at least for the stream, I'm going to be wearing these quantum goggles out here. I was gonna actually look up to see if there was anything like the Illumined lens or anything like that that you could use without having to put it in like literal goggles, but I haven't figured that out yet. So next is so there's going to be these two big windows here, and then there's going to be probably another big window on each end here to have four windows on each side of the main structure. I don't think there's going to be any windows over here because what's going to end up happening is there's going to be another room over here, and then there's going to be staircases up. So there's really not going to be anything to see out of a window going this way. It's just going to be more structure. So we will have at least so there's a total of 4 windows built. There's going to be 4 more windows. So but that's going to be later. Let's see. I did mention earlier that this is the Minions run. There's 3 of us. It's me, Sophie G, and HJM. Sophie was busy on university stuff, but she's on a break. I think in between semesters. Don't quote me on that, but um, yeah, she came on the last couple days and was fixing a bunch of little stuff, just kind of like base maintenance. And one of the cool things that she did was I don't know exactly what she did, but she fixed knack fuel. HJM had built a really cool knack 5 setup out in the PDM, but he's on a break, and I think he's going to be on a break for another couple weeks still. Um, uh, Knack fuel basically stopped working, and I fixed a whole bunch of the solid ingredients of Knack fuel, but I hadn't gotten to fixing the liquid ingredients just yet. And I'm assuming that Sophie went through and found the bottlenecks that I hadn't found yet, and yeah, we're building up EU again. So we dropped down to as low as like 1.62 to the 18th, which is still a lot of power, but when HJM took his break, we were sitting at like 3.05 time at to 10 to the 18th. So, yeah. Yep. And that is my beverage of choice for the day. Shall remain nameless. Let's see. So, the next thing, I used slope A's right here, which is a 2-part slope on the casing of the windows here. I'm going to use a slope B, I believe, which is a 3-part slope. And yeah, so let's go ahead and start working on these casings so I can kind of get a feel for what they look like. Actually, hold on a minute. Maybe not. Maybe I'm going to use slope A's again. Because what I really wanted to do was like have like a slope and then a flat spot and then a slope back up. Kind of give it a rounded, almost like a gem-like look for the opening here. Yeah, this is going to be a problem if this. Let's see. How would this look? I feel like it's gonna be rounded, just kind of like a roof tile, like the floor here. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. And again, honestly, the less fancy, the better. I kind of want this to be a very kind of straightforward, basic type build, so I could just kind of knock it out. Because this isn't meant to be a showcase of building talent. This is meant to be a building for deep dark miners. So let's just make it happen. Is that all right? So what would this look like? What would this look like? Okay. So would it actually be that? Yeah, I suppose so. Let me get another couple pieces that I hadn't picked up yet. I need these. Uh-oh. Bitrate, what you doing? All right. I think it's fine. I hope it's fine. My bitrate seems to be fine, but I'm getting a notification here. But I do want to warn that I have not been on the server that much today, and I haven't been doing any tech at all. And I've already gotten kicked. So yeah. Is that right? Yeah, that's right, because it would go here. So I guess the the floor would be a little too thick. That's fine. That's fine. You guys, we're gonna figure this out as we go. All right. Sure. So, let me think about this. So, what I could do, if I wanted to, I could run my lighting strips across the ceiling as well. That would give a kind of a cool effect. And then what I could do is use the same lighting for the floor above and actually have the floor above sit on this level here, which would mean that the gap in between the floors would be 3 thick. That's not an issue. I just wasn't really planning on it. Yeah, let's try this. We're gonna do some garden path building here. For anybody that hasn't heard um that term before, it's a bit of a writer's term as far as I know. Let's see. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Oh, I didn't even notice the ad. Whoop. Yep. I run 3-minute ads on this channel, so if anybody's still here, go get you a drink. I got a drink. You go get you. Let's see what we're gonna do. Right? Do I like this? Yeah, I think it's all right. Okay. So now, make sure I get this right. It's gonna go like this, this, and then up here. Right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I could do I could do it a little bit differently, or maybe get rid of some of the angular features that maybe stick out a little bit in this design. Um, but I'm gonna leave those in. You know, this is a block game. I'm gonna leave those in. You know, because block game. So now I can finish the casings on here. So let's see, what is this gonna look like? So I want what think what do you think about this actually? So let's say put those there for a moment. Let's just assume that we're doing this all the way across. All right, and then do I want the two-step slope at the top? If I do, that means that I need to knock off a whole level of this. I think maybe what I'll end up doing is and then I could use one of those outer let's see if I have one actually. Is this one? Oh, this is the inner corner. Wait, is it the inner corner that I need? Is this what I need? No, but actually, I kind of like that. All right, hold on. What does this look like with this? No, I don't like that. Uh, I really like this top. The way that this could look. It's kind of got an interesting feel to me. Uh, that's definitely not what I was planning on. All right. Yeah. All plans are falling apart. But we're just gonna have some fun here. I do want to test this really quick. Because this was Plan A to have. Let's see. There. Oh, where's my hammer? Uh, there. Yeah. So I wanted that, and then. So that's what I wanted the casing to look like. Is that weird? Is that going to be weird? It's definitely asymmetric, vertically. But I don't necessarily dislike it. it's gonna give these outcroppings here like almost like a chimney vibe, in my opinion. Let's um hmm. Well, let's make one whole window, and maybe when it's fully finished, I'll either say sure, I'll take it, or yuck, uh, yuck, that's gross. I hope it's not a yuck, that's gross. All right, and then uh, another. Oh, I don't want to mix up those slopes. I want to keep them right in my inventory where they are. So that's that. Let's get this. Okay. So then now let me put this in. There we go. Oh, crap. There we go. Hmm. It's weird. I don't know. It's a little weird, but it's kind of interesting. I don't know. Huh. I think I'm gonna take these down. I don't dislike this, but this isn't what I see in my mind. So I don't know. I might just roll with it the way that it is. That's definitely it. It's got some depth, but it still feels flat to me. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll be able to do here. That's kind of interesting, but it's in the wrong spot. Again, it's kind of interesting, but definitely not in that spot. Okay. Okay. Am I happy with this? Honestly, I think the answer is no. I'm not happy with it, but I'm gonna let it ride anyway. We're gonna move on. Let's do some more. I maybe perhaps do some slight modifications in the future once I get a little bit more of this built. Now, okay. Good enough. Um, so I did mention that I work retail. I work in a discount retailer of low of low stature. And I'm planning on looking for a new job. Probably still retail, but I'm gonna get out of that place. And like I mentioned a minute ago, probably right around the first of the year, I'm gonna start seriously um putting in the effort to get something else. uh Plan A is to go get a job with my brother. My brother makes more money than I do and about a tenth of the work that I do. So yeah, that's gonna be plan A. And not that I want to be lazy necessarily or have a job where I don't do that much, but um I need to recharge my batteries and I do want to spend more time um moving forward on creative things, including streaming. So uh yeah, getting perhaps a job that's a bit boring that I can get lost in my thoughts while I'm doing my menial chores. That doesn't sound too bad right now. I don't really need. I'm done with the challenge, at least for the moment. I don't I don't need to be at a place where everything is going to be riding on my shoulders. And I also feel the same way about my boss. Like she doesn't need to have everything riding on her shoulders either. Um, I do like my boss, but yeah, I'm probably going to ditch as quick as possible. So is that? Yeah, I do like this actually. I think this will grow on me. And one of the cool things about this palette is it is just cobblestone. All right. Oh no, wrong one. Okay. Oh, you know what? That's what I'm missing. I need to get a couple of the inner corners as well. Uh, this guy right here. That is this and this. Nice. And then I'm gonna fill this in. Okay. Where are my slopes? Yes. All right, let me just I'm gonna step back for a second, just make sure that I'm satisfied with this. I feel like I am. I feel like this is gonna be all right. I'm gonna let it ride. But if I was gonna switch anything up, now is the time. I do kind of like the you know, aesthetically speaking, the this window opening almost gives me like a keyhole vibe. Um, it's kind of an interesting feeling, I guess, where you would be, I bet essentially you'd be staring out the window into pitch blackness, but it would be interesting to see like that like the window into nothingness. So that's kind of got a vibe to it. Not the vibe I was looking for, but it's the vibe I'm getting apparently. Um, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with it. I think I'm just gonna go with it. I wish you would place right. There. There we go. That one did just fine. Uh, okay, so now oh, I'm out of the all right. Right. In there. Yep, I do miss building. Um I I actually am a builder by heart. But when I uh uh recently, I guess the last few months perhaps, I've been really busy with work being in retail, and then also really busy trying to do tech progression because I was essentially the most active person on this server for that stretch of time. So um, yeah, just trying to move the chains along. Um, it does feel good to get back to doing some building. I'm not entirely satisfied with this. There is a little bit of weirdness here, especially considering like I've got the slopes and then these very jagged edges of the glowstone. There's a chance I might actually cut glowstone slopes. Well, actually, first let me see if I actually can before I start before I start daydreaming about things. Yeah, see, I need to make sure. See, because I don't know if this is actually. First of all, I don't know if this is gonna match, and I don't know if it's going to make any uh light. What's up, John? I totally didn't see you. What's up, my guy? What's up, my dude? Yeah, this is definitely doesn't match, but let's see if it emits light. Let's go out here and see. It does emit light. Okay, good to know. But yeah, I appreciate that, my dude. Thank you. Um, so these cut roof tiles of the black frequency glowstone actually look a little bit closer to the first one that I was going to use. I was going to use this Proteus glowstone out here for lighting, and I really thought that this Proteus glowstone looked really cool. But it was a little too expensive or a little bit too much. I needed to do too much setup. I don't even know. I don't even know if we are doing any Proteus mining right now. And actually, while I'm on that subject, because we've got 64 deep dark void miners now, I need to go to all those other dimensions and decommission the other void miners and also unload all of those chunks because we basically have one chunk loaded on every damn planet in the whole of the the GTNH solar system as it may be. So that's another thing that I need to do, and that's probably maybe could be one of the reasons why I'm still doing some crashing every few hours. Uh, the server has been really solid, but since we've been pushing into late game, uh, the uh, uh, the performance has taken a hit a bit. Um, let's see. I think okay. I think before I start working on these windows over here on either end, let me go ahead and copy this over on the other side. So let's get this going. Nope. But yeah, I hope your holiday has been well, John. If you're still doing the lurky lurk, I hope you're doing well. Um, my holiday in retail was not as terrible as it could have been. But I'm glad that's done and over with. So, uh, Harvey there yet? I've seen that game. That looks like it's a lot of fun. Let's see. Uh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think this is good. Let's just go with it. No, this. Oh, that's cool as hell. Uh, is this fine? Is this fine? Yeah, this is fine. Okay, and then yeah, that's fine. And then I need to put in. Oh, let me make sure that I'm doing this right because I need to put in the inner corners there. Yeah. Let's get my inner corners. There, 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 there. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. That looks about right. So why does this look a little weird? What am I doing wrong? Oh, I guess I just need to put the rest of the blocks in. It's gonna be like this and this. Um, you. Can't tell if I like this. I keep looking at it like there's something wrong with it, and usually when my mind is doing that, it's because I just don't like it on some fundamental level. Um, I just don't know why. Uh, I don't know why this isn't hitting the right way, but I am going to continue. Oh, oh, what did I do with my I'm tripping. Okay. And that is I do have tiles, yeah. Okay, there. That. And then full block. Can you behave, please? Thank you. Yeah, you know what? It's all right. It's all right. Like I said, this isn't gonna be some sort of like masterwork. I just want to build something and get some uh get my feet wet again. Let's see. Um, yeah, I am. I'm hoping that um that within a few weeks I'll be able to put out some applications, perhaps get my feet in the door some other place. Again, if I go work with my brother, that would be ideal for the short term at least. Uh, but yeah, if I can do that, I think I would have enough time to do some fun things. You know, similar to what you just mentioned, John. Um yeah, I just um no matter how fun something may sound, I don't want to commit to anything new until I know what's going on with the whole IRL situation. But yeah, I do want to play some new games. I want to do some new. I also wanted to play some new mod packs. I wanted to play some new. I've been on a puzzle game kick here and there lately. I don't remember the poop. I don't remember the one. I think it's called Lines Infinite that I was playing the other day. It's a it's like a circuit connection logic game. Thought that was pretty fun. Let's see. The only thing I don't like about this tinted glass is it's really hard to see. I wanted it to blend in, but it is definitely hard to get placed correctly. Really? Right. There we go. Yep. Again, I don't want to dwell on work all that much. But man, it was pretty rough. I didn't have it too awfully bad at my store this year, but it's because I spent months leading up to the holidays, like helping clean up the store, kicking out the riffraff, kicking out the thieves, basically making sure that that all of the ne'er do wells understood that they weren't welcome, like implicitly understanding that. That took a little bit of work, and that kind of took it out of me because I don't like being that guy. Like I'm not like I've never been the guy that's gonna like kick out the homeless guy, but it's the homeless guy that was inviting in all of the other people, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? And it's like, um, I don't mind letting you get a little bit of food, but the problem with that is, and it's unfortunate because I know a lot of people out there are like, um, if you see someone stealing, no, you didn't, and I agree with that in theory. um, but as soon as people know that you're turning a blind eye to that, then you become the mark, and your place becomes the spot, and everybody comes through, and everybody gets their freebies there, and that's not cool. So uh, so there is a very very fine line between uh I didn't see someone just scraping by to survive, and I'm trying to make sure that my store doesn't get ran through and ransacked. So, uh, just all the way around that whole situation, I'm just kind of like, I don't, I don't really want to be the security guy. I don't want to be I don't want to be the one that's enforcing the security posture of the whole store. So I am going to be moving on from that place as quick as I can. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. And then, well, it's kind of hard to see from the outside, but yeah. I might have to do a little bit of a perhaps a little bit of a pattern with the colored glowstone up here. Or maybe I'll do like a little like a crosshatch kind of thing because it is going to come up from this direction as well. Like so. Okay. Yes. And then yeah, I'm actually thinking about taking this tunnel and then like um every 2 or 3 blocks I'm gonna like break out this and replace it with the glowstone tinted glass, so there's uh like it'll almost look like a like pluses, I guess, or you know, some sort of like um gridded type thing. I don't know. Uh, uh, I might mock that up here in a second to see if it looks the same in real life as it does in my mind. um, let's see. Oh, and also the reason why I can't extend these tinted glass across like this is because there's a whole lot of cabling under here, and I already redid the cabling once. I don't want to have to redo it again just to run some silly lighting that I don't actually need down here. I think this is fine the way that it is. I might clean up the AE2 connection because we've got the quantum ring over here, and it's kind of a little too close to this opening here. And then I've also got this over here. So what I might end up doing is move this whole contraption over this way a block or two, and then put the Q ring like right here. But um, yeah, yeah, that's a future me project. Today me only knows how to build. I am but a humble builder. All right, so let's see. Let's do 1, 2, 3. How close do I want to get? That's probably close enough for the mock-up. Am I already out? Ooh. At least my building block is free. Yeah. Well, I want it to be balanced in the space. So that's why I thought that having like the quantum ring on one side and then the wireless hookups on the other side would be best. But I didn't space things very well, and yeah. All in all, it could be ran a lot better, but it's fine the way it is. Yeah, I definitely didn't plot out the quantum rings location very well. At least that part of it's easy to fix. You know, this moving this thing is going to require reconnecting all these wireless connectors, which is also not that difficult, but it is a degree of difficulty harder than just moving the Q ring. So what am I doing here? So I guess ooh, do I want to do the end first, or do I want to do the remaining 4 windows first? Kind of have to do all of it all at once, I think, because these corners are going to be a little weird. And honestly, I wanted to flare the corner out a little bit. Uh, this isn't like this isn't exactly how I wanted it, but I was gonna have it like come out a little bit, you know, and then kind of loop back in. I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think the flared corner idea is gonna come to fruition. Maybe I'll use some of those features that I was thinking about doing for these corners of this interior room. I'll use those ideas over here for the outer rooms over here, because those really are just going to be for decoration. I don't think I'm actually going to put anything in these little side rooms, but we'll see. And yeah, it was funny because last week, a few days ago when I was planning all this out, I was like, I don't want to build out any of this structure until I know for a fact I'm not going to put out any more void miners. And I put out two pairs of 32, and I might have to put out like another 64 on top of this, but no, not at all. And actually, let me go show this off really quick. Sophie did a fantastic job over here. So Sophie expanded our integrated ore factory setup. So we've got a whole bunch of these guys right now. And then this is fantastic. Let me make sure that this is all right. Everything's loaded? Yeah, okay. Um yeah, so um it took a little finagling to get these ore factories to run nonstop and not choke on the literal hundreds of different ores that are getting put in here. Um uh oh, that's weird. Hold on. What is the storage borked again? Why is so okay, so this network here is, as far as I was under the impression, it was only supposed to have the ore blocks in it, but I'm seeing, yeah, you can see how I was seeing these like purified aluminum. I don't know if perhaps that's something that Sophie did the last time she came on, which I think was this morning my time, which would probably have been like her like last night. Um but yeah, I wasn't under I didn't think we were putting purified anything into this first AE system. And nothing is getting processed until there's 10,000 of that item in this setup. So that's gonna take a while for that to get there. Um, we're gonna have to come back and look at this again just to make sure that that this purified aluminum gets cleared out once it hits the 10,000. But yeah, that could potentially be kind of a bad miswiring here. Hmm. All right. Well, we'll come back and look at that in a bit. Oh, and while we're here, actually, yeah, still power is still climbing. We're at 189 now. That's cool. That's very cool. All right, back to the dark. I'm not afraid of the dark. Uh, I can't. Can't decide. But I do think I'm gonna cross hatch this. Uh. Okay, so that would be. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else is cool? I mean, I mean, this is a little thing, but it's I might as well say it out loud that I've been having fun with my whole situation, and my mood has lightened significantly since I bought that vehicle, because I know that kind of like there is a light at the end of the tunnel now for this little nightmare grind that I've been on. Hey, what's up, Mr. Extreme? What's up, my dude? Um, yeah, I'm a goofball. I've been singing "Warm Christmas" basically all week because it was 70 degrees the 2 days before Christmas, and even today it was like 65. So so yeah, I've been cracking jokes like, yeah, um little do I know it's actually a freight train coming directly towards me. Yeah, it was, it's very warm here for this time of year. So but I hate the cold. Like I should probably move somewhere warmer. I hate the cold. I dislike snow of any kind. Yeah, I'm a Midwestern guy, but I could probably stand to get out of the snowfield. Um let's see. But yeah, it was very very warm here the last few days. Ugh, EOHs, yeah. Yeah. Sometime in like the very beginning of December, I guesstimated that minions here could gate as early as January, and I don't know what I was thinking. We've got so far to go. And Mr. Extreme can probably uh uh vouch for me on this. Like, not we have to do like we still have to get our black hole compressors up, and then after that we need to get our God Forge up, and then after that we need to get all the modules for the God Forge, and then after that we've got to get the Eye of Harmony up, and then after that we've got to level the goddamn thing up to what, 999 or whatever it is, and then after that then we can maybe start thinking about the very long grind towards getting a single Stargate. So yeah, the and and so with all of that stuff on top of that, we've all been on breaks. Like all three of us have been on extended breaks almost the entire month of December. So it's yeah. Um yeah. Yeah. Impossible? Yes. Yeah. Well, maybe not impossible, but yeah, fundamentally impossible. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We would have to be playing like 30 hours a day every day. So, yeah. Oh, an ad's gonna start pretty soon. If anybody needs to get up, get a drink, get a snack, stretch, and do all that, yeah, yeah, have at it. And yeah, I agree. I do agree. Let's see. I think I need to break that. All right. How much higher do I need to go? I need to go 2 higher. Oh, I need more. Can I have more of you, please? Yeah, we've got quite a ways to go for sure. I'm happy with our progress though. We are cruising. But yeah, my guesstimation that particular day was maybe perhaps a bit Pollyannish. um, even under the best case scenario, that wasn't going to happen. So yeah. Um. um the ads are on, but even though the ads are on, I'll say this really quick. There's a couple friends of the channel, Gunther and Agelian, are both within weeks of getting their gates. So I know Gunther said that all he has to do is print out 88 more plates for like the corner pieces or whatever. um and then I know Agelian said that he was like a week or two away. So that's pretty cool for both of those guys. Yeah, 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 exactly. I'm really happy for both of those guys. So they there's a chance that they could even gate the same day, like between the two of them. Um, so yeah, I'm really happy for those guys. It's cool to see people hit those huge milestones. How do I want to do this actually? Let me get. I do know Gunther said that he had hit an unexpected snag, but I don't remember exactly what that was. I think maybe it might have just been as easy as miscounting the number of plates he needed or something like that. But yeah, um, uh, I'm gonna print so many goddamn Stargates. The SG1 kids are gonna come over and tell me to cool off. On a level maintainer, yeah. Level maintain my Stargates, yes. That's fantastic. That sounds like fun. uh,
uh,
That'd be so fun. Welcome back, everybody, from the ad break. Level maintaining stargates. That's gonna be fantastic. You know, that sounds like a lot of fun. We've been having a lot of fun doing some trolly things on this server. Mostly HJM, but yeah, we all have our moments of goofiness and trolling and shenanigans. So that's probably a thing that's gonna happen. uh all right, so yeah, no windows on this end. But how do I want this wall to look? Is it just gonna be flat? I think I might actually put a feature in the wall right here, like in a recess. So I'm gonna leave these two blank and maybe just focus on the corners. Yeah, I think. Hold on. So let's see. Okay. Am I out of block skin? Oop. Okay. Um. So I have been I've been trying to think ahead. I shouldn't think too far ahead, honestly, because I keep saying that my grind is over, but it's really not. I still have a bit of footwork to do to make sure that my uh, this grind that I've been stuck on actually comes to a reasonable conclusion. But assuming that happens, I'm going to have more time to stream moving forward, and I would like to consider streaming again, not only GTNH more often, but I would like to stream other packs. I would like to stream other games. Perhaps take part in other events and things and whatnot. Uh, so when that time comes, I might actually post something on my Discord and ask folks if they have any ideas, and then I'll be especially when I get closer to that being a reality, I'll start asking. Uh, I'll ask in chat more, um, getting people's opinions about other cool and interesting things that I could do. Let's see. Okay, so these gotta go. And yeah. Um. Yeah. At least for the moment, I'm in a good mood, and I'm glad that I survived the holidays, and everything else comes in January. So There we go. Glad I finally figured out how to place these stupid architecture blocks the right way. Okay. And glass will sit on top of that. All right, then you, yep, you go right there. And then let's see. It's 4 tall. Yeah, 4 tall. Okay, so then it'll go across like this. Oh, I can hear my neighbor starting to play music. So I do want to warn everybody that I have a neighbor that likes to play loud music, and if it gets to be a problem, I probably would have to go over and talk to him about it. I haven't had to do that just yet, but um, this guy, this guy has been thumping the walls at 2 a.m. and I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't understand that the bass travels, but I am gonna have to go talk to him at some point in time. Clear, just regular clear glass. Okay. Probably could have used the tinted glass in these windows as well, but I really was trying to find a really cool like enlightened clear glass that would match my match the aesthetic. I was actually thinking about using like this or perhaps this, but I tested it and the color just doesn't quite match. And then I do like these, but the colors don't match and the texture is just a little too busy for my tastes. So I didn't try this one and I didn't try this one, but again, I don't think those are the things that I'm looking for this build. And I guess you guys could probably tell just from just looking at me that I'm not that efficient of a builder. There's plenty of tools in this pack that'll let you build faster. You know, everything from matter manipulator to other builders wands to this and that and everything else. I do still to this day prefer to build by hand, but it gets to a point where it's just too much. Things are too big to realistically build by hand. It's kind of where I got with um, I know John knows because he's still hosting it, but for anybody that doesn't know, I was on a single player run. It was I called it the Dwarven Stronghold run, and I was building this gigantic, huge mega structure, and to the point where I stopped, I had built almost the entire thing by hand, and of course with builder's wands. But yeah, no matter manipulator, no world edit, no anything else, no cheaty. It was too big to continue on that path, especially when I started playing on these big multiplayer servers again. So uh, I am going to have to uh, I would like to go back and work on that build again. But I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do it. Uh, how do I say this? If I continue that build, which I do want to, I need to figure out a way to finish it in a human time, in a human lifespan, because it is gigantic, and I could spend years on that one build. That seems a bit excessive. All right. That's good. Now I need to get. Oh, I need to probably make some more of these inner corners, don't I? Oh, I got 3. I need 4 though. Poop. Um. I already got them. Okay. Another thing that I want to work on. I want to get back to uh pushing the process along on the novel that I wrote. It's a goofy thing, but I like it, and I think other people will probably like it. It's probably not for everybody, but uh, I think that for the people that will like it, they will like it a lot. So I do still want to get that out in some capacity. I just have no idea. Doing anything with publication is extraordinarily expensive if you plan on doing it yourself or not, signing a bunch of rights over to somebody who perhaps doesn't have the best interest of your world and your story in heart. So uh I don't really know what I'm gonna do about that just yet. But plan A is to self-publish it, but that's a lot of work. I would need to hire editors. I would need to pay some beta readers. I would need to commission a book cover, and there's just a whole lot of like little nitty gritty type things that would go along with self-publishing that I just don't know. I definitely don't have the time to do it right now in my current situation as it sits today, but really soon I should be freed up. And once I do get freed up a little bit, I absolutely want to uh, want to get back to working on that thing. Um, I don't think I have any of the novel posted on my Discord, but I know a long while back. This has got to be at least a year ago at this point. I posted some of my short stories there. I've got a novella called Harmon for President, which is uh, about an independent candidate for the presidency, and I also have another one called Albert Hooperdinkle, which was um, I've called it a bunch of different things. I've called it like my poor man's Game of Thrones. I've called it uh my villain's story. Uh and there's some other descriptors that I could use for that particular story, but that one's really fun and I really like that character. I want to get back to writing Albert Huberdinkle because that one it will get pretty heavy at moments, but I really like that world. I basically for that one, um it's think of it like a generic fantasy world where like there is like a thieves guild, an order of paladins, mages guild, or a mages council, a battalion of knights. You know the stereotypical um adventuring type things. You could think like a very generic D&D setting. And then you've got Albert Hubernickel, which in that if you want to think along those lines, he would be an artificer. Um, but the Hubernickel family had shunned magic for generations, and and then the magic disappears one day, and then uh circumstances dictate that Mr. Huberdinkle goes on his revenge tour. And that's where that story starts. That should be a fun romp, let me tell you. That one's going to be wild. Um Man, is that gonna do I want to I don't know if I want to do this. So I probably do want to do this because I cross hatched the the glowstone up here. But look at this corner. So the way these windows work is you can see there's like a casement and then there's this. And so if I was gonna do another one, it would go up like this. But then there would be another one that went up this way, like this. And I just don't know. Do I want to do the corners? Do I want to do the corners like that? I wasn't going to because I was going to flare out the corners, but now that I'm not flaring out these corners anymore, do I run the glowstone up the corners and make everything symmetric here in this like central room? Ah, man. Um oof. I might actually have to think about that one. Let me come back to that detail. There's plenty of other details I can keep pushing. All right, so I know I mentioned I wanted to do a something a little different over here, but I'll show you what I was talking about. Maybe over on this side because it's a little bit longer. Just imagine this going down the hallway. Is that something that I like? um, ugh, I'm starting to get my throat's starting to get a little scratchy. I might have to find some halls or something. Um, I actually don't like that. No, yeah, we're scrapping this idea. Okay. It was worth a look, but no, that's definitely not the style that I'm going for. I'll if I do something different with these little hallways, I'm gonna have to reconsider. All right, and then yeah, the center is just fine. Nothing's gonna change in here. And then yeah, I would do want to do some sort of inlay here, and then also over on the other side. So that's gonna be something I need to plot out. Uh I guess what I'll do now is let's fill in and prepare this space between floors. You'll see what I mean here in a second. So the interior panels in between all of this glowstone, I'm just gonna fill in because this is gonna get a layer of the detailed cobblestone on top, and then also the tinted glass treatment, like I did underneath. So yeah, let's get this going. All right, and then okay. All right. Oh no. Ah, I did it. Dang it. Yeah, sometimes I hate builder's wands. Yeah, there was a long time where I would only use builder's wands if I absolutely had to. I have been using them more often recently, like the last year or so, but I used to avoid them like the plague. For exactly what you saw, you know, placing a whole panel of incorrect blocks on top. Uh and yeah, I am actually concerned right now that my voice isn't gonna hold up much longer. Uh, I do feel bad. Uh, I do feel that I'm glad that I went live today, and I'm probably going to stream on Saturday as well. Um, that will probably be more of like the normal, normal GTNH content of just like working on tech and moving the chains along. Uh, Whereas this one is strictly building. So it's if I do call it if I do call it early here, I'm definitely going to be definitely be on Saturday. Assuming I'm not getting sick, that is. I was really good about dodging all of the illnesses uh, this holiday season. I actually even wore a mask the last week. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I I'm feeling like a general malaise coming on, and again, generally speaking, I know that that kind of means that I'm going to be under the weather tomorrow. Usually, um, maybe I should go to the store and get something like emergency, like emergent dash C, like the supplement to stop a cold before it begins. Um, yeah, there's something going around, and there is something really nasty also going around. I feel like it's not COVID 2.0, but I was reading last week that the hospitals in the northern Virginia area were basically being overran by some sort of like something a little bit worse than the seasonal flu. Um, but they weren't, of course it wasn't being called COVID or anything like that. I don't think it's a coronavirus. It might just be a really bad flu that's going to start circulating. But regardless, it doesn't matter what it is. If it makes you feel like crap, it makes you feel like crap, right? But yeah, I should probably do some preventative measures. Um, I just know that there's literally nothing open right now on Christmas, so I wouldn't be able to go out and get any supplements or anything like that. So I'll have to do that in the morning. Um, let's see. But yeah, with the uh, I don't know what the uh I don't know what the timeline is going to be, but we have been discussing the minions have been discussing amongst ourselves when we want to do the update to the 2.8.4, and uh, I feel like well, we've kind of come to a consensus that it should probably be done as soon as possible, especially before Potatoes streamathon, because he's going to be busy streaming all day every day, and he's not going to have that much time to do any kind of server work for us, um just in case we hit any snags on an update or something of that nature. We were talking about trying to um update well ahead of his streamathon, but then the 2.8.2 turned into 2.8.3, and now is turned into 2.8.4. I'm assuming the point 4. We do have tier 2. Yeah, we're gonna be good on the netherite if that's what you're getting ready to ask. um Basically, sounds like Sophie is going to handle the netherite line, and I'm going to handle the beam line overhaul because I built the first one. um for the beam line, the synchrotrons are slightly different, and also there's the masks, the mask hatch parallels differently, and it can run faster, and I also need to just upgrade the power and the throughput of the whole thing. So I'm going to be doing a whole lot of beamline work the first week or two after uh yes. Yep. The autoclaves are the other one that I'm worried about because I just yeah, just recently built an array of 32 autoclaves, and I'm really hoping that they'll still wall share the way that I've got them built. I hope that I don't have to rip the whole thing down, but I haven't really looked at what the new um structure looks like. But yeah, I'm going to have some serious beamline work to do post update, but it is entirely worth it. Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't think, I know a lot. I know some patterns have changed, but I didn't think it was that many. So, maybe it was. There has been a lot of changes, like between, because we're going to be going from 2.7.4 to 2.8.4, and that's been a lot of updates. So like just going from 2.7.4 to 2.8.0, think about all of the different changes. Like one of the very big things is the breakthrough and the bio circuits are gone, and everything is just regular circuits, kind of like what you were just alluding to. So we're gonna have to do some prass work. We're gonna have to do some I think we're gonna have to do a little bit of work on like the exons. What else uses, trying to think of what else uses like breaks and bios. Maybe the dangotes, maybe there's a couple other ones. They get converted in their respective cribs. Oh, okay. That's good. So, well, let me ask you. So, like, let's just say hypothetically, a recipe was on bio 18. Is it now on regular 18? Did they just flatten it out like that? Okay, that's actually really nice. That makes it a lot easier than it could have been. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, no, we're probably gonna have a week of error testing and tuning everything that we've got, trying to get it up to 2.8 standards. Um, and then after that, I still want to do more creative builds. Like I would like to do more creative building, not just silly things like this. Um, I um I'm not sure. So I again, apologies, Mr. Extreme, if I'm misremembering, but I don't remember if you were around in my streams when I was on the Vanguard run. And when I was on the Vanguard run, I was going to do a series of builds that were basically going to be like ruins. I had a really cool idea for something called the Wizard's War. So think about like some rival wizards that start using like magical artillery and like really like going to war with each other and doing some like really destructive things. So I was gonna make cool builds, and then I was gonna make them look like they like got hit with like arcane artillery or some sort of like magical projectiles. Um and I was gonna do a whole series of builds out in the hinterlands of the server. Um, that particular run didn't last very long. It kind of imploded in an instant at a certain point in time, but it was still a lot of fun. Um, but what I've been thinking about doing is it's either going to be this run or perhaps the next run that I join after we're done here. I would really like to build like a series of cool creative builds along that line. Just kind of just to showcase the idea that I had uh for the lore that was going to go along with the builds. Because yeah, it was gonna be just, you know, either two wizards or two groups of wizards that were gonna just kind of like going back and forth escalating, and then the final build would have been the equivalent of one side dropping a nuke on the other, but it would have been like like an ethereal nuke, and you would have seen, like, instead of leaving a giant crater in the ground, it would have like exploded an area and then froze it. And so there would be like a whole bunch of blocks kind of like hanging in the air all over the place, kind of like looking like they're getting, you know, blown out in a spherical manner. With all of the structures around taking heavy damage or perhaps being on fire or whatever. I thought that the whole build series was going to be really cool, and, you know, especially with the lore that would go along with it. Um, but yeah, unfortunately, uh, as cool as Vanguard was, it kind of, like I said, it kind of crashed and burned out of nowhere. And it crashed and burned one day when I was at work. Like the whole thing imploded in like a matter of 2 hours one day. Um, uh, so I do want to still make those builds. Excuse you. Uh, not necessarily. So, and I can't really speak to the precise situation. Yeah, it was people issues. It was basically uh yeah, yeah, you could just imagine hard heads butting together in a rather in a very fast manner. But yeah, like that run was epic. Okay, so get this. So it was uh uh Cat and Vin, Soul 9, the Gems, me, and there was some other people that didn't stream, like Panda and oh, there was a couple other Table Corner actually started streaming. He was the most prolific streamer of the whole thing. And we had the Gems, we had who was the other late night person? Shoot. But it was all ran by a guy named Crypto Ducky. Um and yeah, that server, let me just say, that server was literally the coolest place I've ever played. It was 11 out of 10 right up until it imploded and destroyed itself. And so maybe we flew too close to the sun. Who knows? I don't even know how to describe it. Vanguard could have been what something like it could have been like a poor man's Project Singularity. It could have been like it could have been that cool. But yeah, like John was on there with his whole family. Like John's daughters are fantastic decorators. Like I like you know they had the whole main town looking immaculate. It was really cool. It was really cool to see. Um but yeah, just looking back on it, you know, just from an outside perspective, that lineup was stacked. I mean, we had so many cool people playing there, and then also me. It was actually funny because and I'll tell this story really quick too because I was at work when whatever happened, and I only found out afterwards about what had gone down. Um, oh yeah, I bet everybody that streams has like 2 or 3 future runs that they've got planned and ready to go. I you know I yeah, I fully agree. But but yeah, I was lamenting the execution of Vanguard. Um and right around that time, Random Potato was putting together the Minions run. But the signups to join Minions had closed, and it and like uh at that moment that I'm reminiscing about, it was about 36 hours after Potato had closed applications for the Minions run. Technically this is the second Minions run. The first one ended in UV, I think it was. um but yeah, someone else had asked Potato, hey, like, hey, I know it's too late, but you know, could I still apply, could I still ask about joining? And Potato said to him, um go ahead and shoot me a DM and we'll talk. And I was like, okay. So me cold calling, you know, out of nowhere, I shot Potato a DM and said, hey, I saw you say such and such to the other guy. What do you think about letting me join late? And he's like, oh yeah, that's fine. You know, he wanted another streamer in the server anyway. So so that, yeah, that's the story. I was the last person on the last person on the Minions train. Um Oh, I can't believe I forgot a Blade. Blade Master was also in Vanguard, and Blade Master also came over here to Minions. But I just don't. I don't think that. I don't know if he liked the vibe. At the beginning, there were some annoying people at the very beginning of this run. Not gonna lie, but you know, everybody was throwing in and you know, doing a lot of things. But there definitely were some personality clashes at the very beginning. Yeah, I like to play with Blade. Yeah, another yet another fantastic player. You know. Um, let's see. So I guess maybe my last thought on Vanguard, for now at least, is I was really sad because Kat and I were planning on building a place for like blood magic and um stuff like that, and we are going to make like an evil castle with blood running down the walls and using all sorts of like abyssal blocks, and we're gonna make it look like, you know, like almost like an evil overlord's castle, and that was going to be the coolest build of all time. Like we had spent so much time just narrowing down the build palette, that like it was going to be, it was going to be impressive. And then naturally, of course, everything fell apart, and I was like, I was so sad. I still want to build that build as well. So tinted glass. But yeah, yeah, I've always been a fan of Kat and Vin. They do some cool things, and Kat's always been a fantastic builder, and also on Vanguard, she did botany for us. I don't know I don't know if you've seen this, but botany let's adds like 80 new colors. Um you can make all sorts of different shades. XA, what's up, my dude? Yeah. I've been popping into your streams actually relatively often recently, but generally speaking, when Xe is streaming, it's like 3 in the morning for me. So sometimes I'll say hey and then just immediately like go and pass out, or sometimes I'll just watch for a little bit and then pass out anyway. Um, I do need to be I should be a little bit more diligent about saying hey, because um if nothing else, us streamers need the engagement, right? Yeah, oh, this is early as hell for you, right? Yeah. But yeah, Xe, I've always liked your hardcore worlds, and it seems like every one of your hardcore worlds, I'll say that like that's my favorite one so far. I think the one that you're working on is my favorite one so far, but like they've all been really cool. So I don't know. Um, I want to get back on a hardcore run myself, but I can't justify that until I switch jobs. So yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah, since you're here, you might not have seen this since you just came in, but I'm in the deep dark, and I've got 64 void miner threes down here, that are getting all the ores, and I'm pretty sure you know about this, Xe, but I'll go ahead and say this for the chat at least. Um, if you put void miners in the deep dark, they will mine ores for any small ore that exists in the game. So there's certain ores that you can only get in the deep dark only from void mining. So this is a required step for progression, and I did a shakeout test the other day. I ran a single void miner for 8 hours, and I got 320 different ores, and at the number of each specific ore was somewhere between 10,000 and 15,000 of each of the 320. And that was just one that was one machine for 8 hours. And so you can imagine what 64 are doing nonstop. So we're going to void excess at the point of production until we figure out a better way to make that work. Yeah, good to see you, my dude. This is the first time I've actually sat back and did any building for quite a while. I've been on the retail grind the last month. Yeah, it is a lot to process. Sophie has made integrated ore factories for us, which run at like, I think the way that we've got ours set up right now, it runs at 20,000 parallels at 10 seconds per operation. So we do have enough raw processing power to get through all of those ores, but it's still a lot. I'll even go over there and show you that real quick. Oh, and I can already hear it. Here comes my neighbor with the music. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it or not, but if you do, I do apologize. Let's go over here really quick. Yep. So the way that we've got these set, well, first of all, we're doing space mining. Yeah, it's the bass. He's listening to some kind of hip hop, and so I don't know if he's got a I don't know if he's got a speaker on the wall that's adjacent to me, or what, but. And he's a nice guy. Like I've met him once. He seems like a nice guy, but I swear to God, if this dude is playing thumping bass at 2 a.m., I can't believe that somebody else hasn't already told him off. I don't want to be the first person to tell him off because he does seem like a nice guy, but I don't know how well I could reason with him if I have to get out of bed at 2 a.m. to tell him to stop with his music. So, yeah, I'm kind of glad that it's been really cold outside so that I don't have, so that I can't just go next door in a robe and bang on his door or whatever, because I don't want to be that guy. But at a certain point in time, I'm going to get back to trying to like record videos. I'm going to be trying to do record like a voice capture if I'm going to read some of my stories or something of that nature. And I'm going to have to, not only am I going to have to build a maybe even like a sound booth here in my apartment, but I'm going to have to tell him that he's going to have to, he's got to learn how to use headphones. Like we're all living in apartments. Like you can't be the dude that's going to rattle the walls. You can't be that guy, especially if you're the oldest person in the complex. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, back to this. We've got these IOFs set right here. This first line right here is the main line, and it basically just processes things as fast as reasonably possible. You can see it. The running mode here is macerate centrifuge. There's seven different modes for the IOFs, but this is the easiest one that still doubles ores. And because we're getting so many ores, and because we're getting every single kind of ore, we really don't need to do that much ore washing or thermal centrifuging or anything like that. We could just kind of like run it through, and the only things that we need to do differently are gems, and gems go over here, and that is macerate or wash sift, and so that's basically the only other mode we need to use. But yeah, these guys are set up here. So the way that you got to do this is we've got them set to this, and then I put the minimum stack size to 10,000 so that it would stop sloshing and actually go through all 10,000 of anything that ends up getting put in here. Oh, there's an ad that's gonna start in just a minute. If anybody needs to get up, get a drink, get a snack, now is your time. I'm gonna go back out to the build in just a second. But yeah, Sophie did this. Sophie built the IOFs. Fantastic work. Fantastic. Dark. But yeah, with that being said, I need to go to every other planet and decommission all of the other void miners, and then start because we have one chunk loaded on like 40 different worlds, you know. That's probably a good source of lag, or a source of instability for the server. I want to go through and get rid of all of those. I just haven't had a chance to yet. Now that we're past the holidays, I will. Oh man, I'm trying to decide. Am I cooked here? Do I continue building, or do I do something else for a little bit? I'm wondering if I've got all of the building out of my system for the afternoon or for the evening. Maybe we can go and start decommissioning those void miners, which would actually do a lot of good. Let's do that. Let's actually do that. Okay, let's drop all of you. Okay. We have mobs turned off. So normally Deep Dark would be crawling with monsters, but because we have mobs off, it's generally safe here. But I've actually been trying to get attacked. If you stay in the dark for too long, you're supposed to be getting attacked by some like phantom monster. But it hasn't been happening recently, so I don't know. I don't know if that was disabled, or if perhaps because I'm wearing infinity pieces, I'm not getting attacked. But I was getting attacked the other day, and I don't really know why. I don't know why I am not getting attacked right now, if that makes sense. But yeah, this structure, I'm gonna make it look like a almost like a fortress out here, a fortress against the dark. Oh, there it goes. Did you see that? Yeah. Yep, there it is. Well, I don't want to tempt fate. It's fine. But yeah, it will eat you alive. And you saw, like, I'm wearing infinity armor, and I was still taking like 2 hearts at it, or like a heart and a half at a time, or like maybe it was just 1 heart, but whatever. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Yeah, my building brain is a bit cooked for now, so I think I'm gonna for whatever time I have left in the stream, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the thing that I was just mentioning. I'm gonna go uh dimension to dimension and decommission all of the old void miners. So there is a trick to that, and it's actually a pretty fun trick. So if you go to any space elevator that has at least Mark III motors, you can go here, and you can go to you can have a one-way trip to any planet at all, including Amun Ra. Where are you, Bernardo? Okay. And this is Vega. Okay. Well, we're going to start here. Okay, so then of course, I don't have any maps for any of these dimensions, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of a lap to see if we have perhaps a loaded chunk anywhere. And another thing I could do is this. All right, it looks like there's nothing on Mercury. Okay, all right, that's good. Oh, another thing that I want to mention. So, so we've got Mark IV motors in these right now, but all of our elevators had Mark IIIs the other day, and I had made Mark IVs, and I didn't know this before, but you can hot swap the motors. I hot swapped the motors from Mark III to Mark IV with the wand of equal trade, and it did not interrupt any of the functions of the modules installed on that particular space elevator that I was working on. So as long as you're upgrading, you can hot swap these motors. I would have never guessed that without actually like doing it on accident. Okay. Nothing on Venus? Really? Really? I'm kind of shocked, actually. That's wild. So, and I'm pretty sure we don't have anything on the moon, but I'm going to check that anyway. But it looks like we're going to Mars and up to start unloading dimensions. All right, this place is a hellhole. All right, let's go home. perhaps what I could do. In that TPS command, where is TPS made? What is the command again? Because the only one I know about is this one. The XU TPS. I'm not sure if we have Opus or anything like that. And if there is another, if there's another interesting command that does something similar, I don't know about it. All right, let's see about this. Yeah, I was pretty sure about that. Nothing on the moon. Yeah. Yep. Okay. TPSO. That is kind of cool. I didn't know about that one, but that kind of gives you a almost like a snapshot, whereas the XU up here in the top kind of gives you a rolling average. It is kind of cool getting a snapshot. I wish that we had some sort of profiler that would let me know like what the tick rate per dimension is, or I mean, especially if we had something like Opus, where it would tell us where like the laggiest block is. Ooh, let me try that. Cove TPS. Ah, here we go. We have 5 space stations? Really? I wonder if those are around gas giants for like gas siphons. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any problems with any of these necessarily. But also at the same time, I haven't gotten booted since I started streaming today. But before I started streaming, I got booted twice, and again I wasn't doing any tech at all. I just regular like Minecraft type gameplay, and the server crashed twice this afternoon. So that's actually the thing that's been happening for like the last couple weeks, which is the reason why I've been trying to get all of the void miners in the deep dark so I can decommission all the other ones. I ripped out a whole bunch of old machinery that I think people were kind of sad to see go. But look, I mean, we didn't need a fully functioning nitrobenzene setup in UIV. Just saying. But but it would have been cool if we could have left all of the old machines up and constructed to kind of show where we came from. But nah, I was crashing 5 or 6 times a day before I started ripping out all the old stuff. um and even today, like I just said, I haven't really been doing much of anything here strenuous, and I've still crashed twice. So yeah. Okay. All right, nothing on Mars. Yeah, I'm actually not surprised there's nothing on Mars, but I definitely need to check both of the moons. Unfortunately, what I probably should do is, oh, that's weird. That's kind of a weird setup here. I probably should go to the overworld and double check what coordinates the rockets in the overworld are set to go to, because that's really the spots that I should be checking. Actually, I think I will do that really quick. Yeah, so this is the spot that I need to be checking on any given planet. -300, -1000. So we'll just let's keep that in mind, and then all right. Phobos and Deimos. Okay. I don't see any loaded chunks. Okay. All right. All right. Phobos is clear. Actually, let's use this. Save us a little bit of a walk. Man. All right, Deimos. All right, it doesn't look like this one has one either, but I'm gonna double check anyway. And it would be north. Nothing. All right, nothing. Okay, perfect. Okay. Oh, let's go to Toxic Everglades. Actually, I know for a fact we've got one there. It's right here. Not running, okay. Shut down 3 hours ago. Interesting. I'll do some of the bonus dimensions. Toxic Everglades, Twilight, and oh shoot, what was the other one that was just on the tip of my tongue? But yeah, I'll do all the ones that I've got in my what is this relocator? So especially if you guys are at the beginning of the game, you want to get a Toxic Everglade portal built as quickly as you can and throw your very first Void Miner. Doesn't matter what, like, it doesn't matter what, if it's a 1 or 2 or 3, whatever, it doesn't matter. Put your Void Miner out here in the Toxic Everglades, because this is the first dimension that gets you a whole bunch of things that you can't get anywhere else. It's kind of like the Deep Dark before the Deep Dark, if that makes sense. Because the Deep Dark is at the very end of the game, more or less. Yeah, okay. Unclaimed. I'm assuming that's the only claimed chunk, right? Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, this place is kind of a wreck to go to if you have mobs on still, but even then it's worth going. Oh, Ross, that's the one. That's the one I couldn't think of. Yeah. This is not running, okay. All right. Shoot. I actually need to go drop some things off. I didn't even think about that. My inventory's screwed. That's good enough. All right, you go. Now we're going back to Ross. But yeah, this server runs really well, and we get good performance. And I don't want to complain about like any random crashes, but it's just the nature of the game. At the end of GTNH, there is still stuff in this game that is I don't want to say poorly implemented, but like not optimized necessarily, especially if you're doing it in bulk. The whole game is getting much better, and it's getting better at an increasingly faster rate. But there are still some snags like that will bring an end game base to a crawl. I think it's funny. I think one of the things that we need to do is go through and get rid of the quartz fiber cable that still exists in the base. There is still quite a bit of quartz fiber being used to what up, Jumper? That was Ross. That's Ross is a place that's really kind of cool. Yeah. Here, I'll show you again. It's Ross is it's a dimension that has a whole bunch of ruins like this, with the chance to get free machinery and some cable, and also a bunch of ores that don't exist anywhere else. So the full name of the dimension is Ross 128b. Let's see if I can find an ore really quick just to show you what I'm talking about. F9, where are you? Here's an ore. Forsterite. Yeah, like Forsterite doesn't exist anywhere else but on Ross. Or perhaps if you're, deep dark mining, but that's the end of the game. So let's see if I can find another let's see if I can find an actual vein. What are you? Phaolite? Yeah. Hedenbergite, orange disclosite, red disclosite, or more phaolite. Yeah, see, yeah, it is. It is just another dimension. Yeah, but I think you need a tier 3 rocket to get to Ross. Don't quote me on that. It might be tier 4, but I think it's tier 3 rocket to get to Ross. But Ross is one of those places where you need to go to it as soon as you have the ability to go to it. Similar to what I was saying about the Toxic Everglades, which actually, let's go there too, since you just came in. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to delete all of the void miners from yeah, and actually I forgot to do this. Delete. I'm trying to get rid of all of the loaded chunks. Yes, exactly. I just built 64 void miners in the deep dark, which are going to get us all of the ores that we're ever going to need. So all of the other void miners on all of the other dimensions need to go away so that I can unload those chunks, unload those dimensions, and maybe perhaps get a little bit better performance out of our server. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So let me just say, I'm assuming EOH is better, but EOH is UMV and we're still in UIV. So we can't do EOH yet. And we're going to need to do Deep Dark to get to EOH, as far as I know. So I made 64 Deep Dark miners. In fact, since you just came in, I'll show you that really quick. Yeah, I was actually doing some creative building out here. Building a structure around our 64 Deep Dark Void miners. Yeah, this place. Whew, here, let me. Yeah, this place is extremely dark. Oh, so okay, well, here's the deal. We're still playing in 2.7.4, so these are the old version of the Void Miner. In 2.8 plus, Void Miners have a different structure, and the structure actually changes as you go up from 1 to 2 to 3, as far as I know. Like the one is kind of bigger than this, and then the 2 is bigger than the 1, and the 3 is bigger than the 2. I don't exactly know how that works because I haven't used them yet, but the way that this is going to go is any void miners that we set down in 2.7 are still going to work in 2.8, and we won't have to replace these until we upgrade to 2.9. And by the time this server goes to 2.9, either we're going to be on the verge of getting our Stargate, or we're going to be using EOHs for all of our resources at that point. So yeah, getting these Deep Dark miners in, it was vital and very important to get done and fully running before we upgraded to 2.8. So that's where that is. Let me put my night vision goggles back on. Yep. So the way that the devs generally do those types of things, they won't just get rid of something; they'll deprecate it and allow it to exist for a major update cycle before you have to physically get rid of it. It was kind of like, I don't know if you even remember. Nine had his base ran by large Essentia generators back in like 2.5 or whatever, but those got removed, or those got deprecated in 2.7 and removed in 2.8. So, but they still worked for his run because he had already placed them. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. Magic Forest. Let's see what we got over here. All right, so again, if we're looking for loaded chunks, oh, I'm way out. Hold on a minute. This is. Let me go about this a different way. Yeah, this is our overworld. This was the first building that we started in. The minions run started off as a 20 person run. By the time we went to PDIM, there was only like 6 people left, and at this point, at creeping up to end game, there's only 3 of us left. Okay. I don't necessarily see any loaded chunks. Let's go over here a little bit. Oh, if you want to see something funny here, hold on. I have a Sword of the Cosmos. Hold on. That's fun. Ah, too much fun. Okay, so apparently Twilight is okay. This is a very laggy spot. Yep. Basically everything is one shot as long as you can get it close enough to get a clean hit. Okay, so and then also, actually, while I'm here, my infinity crossbow, this does ridiculous amount of damage. I don't know if I'll be able to. Let's see. Let's see if there's a Naga right here, because I think I can one-shot the Naga with my crossbow too. Oh, come on. Excuse me, sir. Can I shoot you in the face, please? Yeah, one shot. So great. Get wrecked, nerd. Yep. I really like my crossbow. And you can make that crossbow just as soon as you get Infinity, which is at it's at the beginning of late game, but it's really not that far in. I think you can get in your first Infinity in UV. I think it is worth making a crossbow. Let's see. I don't think there's anything in the end anymore, but we're gonna check anyway. I'm pretty sure this dimension got reset. But yeah, the Sword of the Cosmos will one-shot a Chaos Dragon as well. Again, the hardest part about that is catching up to the Chaos Dragon to punch it in the face. That's literally the hardest part. Okay, so the end looks clear, but let me make sure there's no loaded chunks. Good enough for me. This is Alpha Centauri BB. I know for a fact we've got one there, and then most of the ones over here in the Amun-Ra system have void miners, but I kind of want to be systematic about it. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna go back to what I was doing using the space elevator to go from one dimension at a time, just to verify that everything is clear. Because I don't really have a good way. Like, is there a command to tell you what all dimensions are loaded at this given time? Because I don't know if there is. Like, what does this do? Oh. Oh, that's a teleport. Okay. All right, that's a teleport. All right. Yeah, anyway, most of our void miners are in the Amun-Ra system. but I'm gonna have to go from, there's probably ones on the moons of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and stuff like that. So, all right, uh, let's go to the dark real quick. Okay. All right. So the next one we're gonna go to is the asteroid belt, I believe. Oh, Cirrus. That's right. Yeah, Cirrus. Where are the asteroids? Oh, okay. That's the asteroids. Yeah, we're going to Cirrus next. All right. So if there were any loaded chunks, they're probably going to be up here. Right in this area. So I don't see anything on the overlay, but let's just go up here to be sure. Yeah, I don't see anything. Okay. Yep. All right, we're good. All right. No, not home. Let's use this. All right, so I guess asteroids is next. Ouch. What? Watch. Man, I hope we don't have a void miner here. All right. Oh, north. To about minus 1,000. Or at least far enough north where I can look on the map. There it is. There's a crash. Okay. I was wondering because I just assumed that I would be crashing a little bit more often if I was doing all of this dimension hopping. Um, that's not a big deal. Like I had mentioned earlier, I crashed twice before I started streaming, and that was the impetus that I needed to finish the Deep Dark Void Miner setup and to decommission the other ones. But yeah, not gonna lie, the crashes really annoy me. But you really can't help it with a pack this big at the end of the game with all of the machinery you're running, with all of the dimensions that we've got loaded. Like, we basically just have to downsize a little bit, which is really hard to do. Kind of like you had mentioned EOHs earlier. Somebody mentioned EOH earlier. Yeah, you did, Jumper. Once we get EOH, we can tear down the all of the void miners, as far as I know. Don't quote me on this, but I think we can even stop using space mining once we get EOH. And I think the reason why I got kicked, I think I might have flown through a block or something like that. Yeah, I don't see any loaded chunks. All right, good enough for me. Is this netherrack? Yep, yeah, it's netherrack. I forgot how weird this dimension was. Are you iron? Yep. Wild. This is aluminum, isn't it? Yep. Okay. All right, cool. I've seen all I need to see. Right? Yeah, that dimension's a hot mess. Okay. All right, Jupiter. All right, there is no space station. Where was this? Oh, there is a space station. Okay. We'll go to the space station last. We're gonna check the moons first. Okay. North. Right? Yeah, the bouncy ball is always a little bit goofy. It really is. What is this? Oh, that's copper. Dirt. Yeah, there is a loaded chunk right here. It's kind of weird. As you can see, all of our void miners that I've found so far have been shut down just a few hours ago. So I don't exactly know what happened to shut down all of the void miners, but they are all shut down. So it's just kind of weird. I don't know what to say. Um. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. They understand what the situation is. Indeed. Oh, okay, that's it. Perfect. Oh wow. Okay. All right, Sophie. That's hilarious. Why, of all things, why is this worded? Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. That's goofy. Oh, and there's another one. You see that? We're gonna check this too. Okay, so I don't want to fly too fast and get kicked. Yeah, here we go. Jesus, this is old. Old tech. 11 hours ago. Wow. How about this? Hmm. All right, so before I tear this down, let me just find out what this was doing on IO. Sulfuric. Yeah, I'm assuming it's sulfuric. Wait, yeah, all right. It's old tech anyway, because we have way better sources of uh of sulfuric. Interesting. Oh, I forgot to retract the mining pipe. Dang it. All right, XC, have a good one. Yeah, go take a nap. Okay. All right, so then all right, delete. All right, let me just double check. I don't see any more of the overlay. Okay, that looks good. All right, so IO is clear. That feels good. Now we need to go back to the IOF platform. All right, do we still have... there used to be... I'm not sure if it still exists anymore, but there used to be a an import bus that I used over here to basically dump stuff into the AE system. I might just do this by hand. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do it by hand. I'm just gonna put one somewhere else. Over here. Is there one over here? Yeah, here we go. It's this. Yeah. Perfect. Beautiful sight to see. And then all of those ores should automatically go over to the IOF platform right over here. And then, yep, and then they get processed just like normal. Fantastic. Okay, so. And then there was cake. uh. All right, Jupiter. And then Europa. Sproing. Yeah, I don't see any loaded chunks, but I'm gonna go up and check anyway. Ooh, you know what? Hold a minute. Can I silk these? Oh, that's cool. All right, that's cool. I'm gonna grab a second one just to have it. There it is. I should have known I was going too fast, but it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. Maybe there's an ad that's going to be coming up in like 3 minutes, so maybe this is the spot where I raid out. Um, let's see, who's still going. Cat and Vin are on still. Yeah, let's go ahead and raid. Let's go raid Cat. All right, thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a good night. I will be streaming more often in the near future, but probably a week or two from now, my increased streaming time will begin. And thank you, and enjoy the rest of your holiday as well. I'm gonna start applying for jobs tomorrow or the day after. So, um, as soon as I can switch jobs and get something that's a little bit less mentally draining, I'll probably stream a lot more, even if it's just like a couple hours a day. But yeah, until then, have a great night and see you guys.